Good afternoon, my people then. Good evening, good morning, wherever you're in the world. We come to you again on the Unifier Hour on we Facebook platform them. We main website now www.richardkonteh.com, Konteh with a K, www.richardkonteh.com. Una can reach we on Facebook, we're there on Instagram, we're there on YouTube, we're there on LinkedIn, we've been there on Twitter and TikTok and WhatsApp. So I invite everybody we don't tune in right now. Do you wanna share the link so that una go come and can hear from the unifier for this 1 hour where we did day on TV and radio together. Welcome all we listeners. We glad if we una can join we for can listen to waiting the unifier get for say. And as usual, we get between at the studio Dr. Richard Konteh, aka the Unifier. Dr. Konteh, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Valda. It's always a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to another exciting time together.
Okay, and as usual, they go straight into the questions. So last week, a lot of things being eclipsed by Judge Fisher in decision for dissolve the party, the APC party leadership, and appoint an interim body. That interim body they don't get a responsibility. They've been tasked with appointing two committees with everybody, a 21-man committee, a 25-man committee, um, and the information about waiting then committee are supposed for accomplish not quite clear, and they wonder if you can help with listeners for understand waiting at the responsibilities of these committees.
Yeah, thank you very much, Valda. Yes, indeed. Justice Fisher, in a ruling, we provide for the setup of an interim administration for run the affairs of we party and winner the 21-man committee. This committee now go invariably be like the new national executive of we party, and it will also double as the new NAC. It will perform all the responsibilities we hitherto performed by the national executive and the national advisory committee. So basically, that then go responsible for the day-to-day running of the secretariats of the party. Then go ensure say the various structures of the party from the national to the region to the district to the constituency that they all function, and then go ensure say then go strictly by the relevant provisions in the 2022 new APC constitution. So that is the work of the 21-man committee, and then they also give the responsibility for appoint the 24 other members of the transitional independent interim elections management committee. Say Justice Fisher be don already dictate whether for be the chairman of that committee, and he be say if for be the chairman of the constitutional review committee, we happen for be lawyer Ibrahim Sori. So Ibrahim Sori then go chair that 25-man committee. And the job of the 25-man committee will be like what them provide for in the constitution for the elections management committee. And then go get the responsibility for conduct all the lower level elections up to the National Delegates Conference. We dey also expect this 21-man committee to also come up with the rules and regulations wey go guide the conduct of the elections. And Justice Fisher give them 14 days from the 13th for do that. So between the 13th and the 27th, we'd expect this committee for don constitute itself and therefore don start work for come up with rules and regulations wey go guide the conduct of the elections, and then go also put in place the 25-man committee wey go then be charged with the responsibility for conduct the elections, with the 25-man committee providing them with the backup support. So basically, then go function largely like how the previous 21-man committee be function when we been there in the old dispensation, when Fisher we set up a 21-man committee for conduct the elections for the five delegates per constituency, way for go to the NDC for adopt the new constitution. But when we be the work in that committee, we be the interface with the National Secretariat, then headed by Ambassador Dr. Usman Fude Yassane. But now that they get this new interim body where the 21-man committee, I believe, saying that then go perform those functions where Ambassador Yassane be they perform, for ensure say the 21-man, 25-man committee get the resources and the support we they need. The 21-man committee need for get access to the structures of the party, need for get access to the resources of the party, need for get access to relevant information about the party, and I believe say that information will be accessed by the 21-man committee, and they will make it available to the 25-man committee for perform their work. So basically, these are the two functions. So in summary, the 21-man committee will serve as the new national executive, as the new NAC, and that they will responsible for the overall functioning of the party until we get a new administration in place at the end of the national delegates conference. We get for elect the new national leadership. And they also get for come up with the rules and regulations where they guide the operations of the conduct of the lower level elections up to the national delegates conference, and I then go also appoint the other 24 members of the 25-man committee. We then get a specific task whether for ensure say then conduct all the elections, lower level elections, right up to the national delegates.
Thank you so much for that clarification there, Dr. Konteh. I'm sure a lot of we listener they really appreciate for your reader clear explanation there. We still they try for digest, the full implications of Justice Fisher in judgment on this we amazing and powerful APC party. But one thing we don't come to light now, the seeming factions we don't form. It look like say some factions don't be created. As unifier, how you go advise the party as a whole, APC, for move forward and work towards solidarity? Because at this juncture, we're in a position where super important for we need for gel, we need for work together in solidarity, for let we go able for build that energy, that synergy, as they can say, for make we go galvanize and move in that powerful way where we need for move for gain victory in 2023.
Yeah, thank you very much, Valda. This is a very, very important point you raise, so and is very critical for we party and for we party in go one forward. Me not believe say this not the time for begin the parade us against them against us. I've been listening to some audios and watch some videos. We come from a meeting where they've been convened at the party secretariat. What I find most unfortunate from that meeting, the way up there they talk about we get 12, then get 9, as if to suggest that we are all not APC. For me, I just believe say we all are APC. And I believe say now more than ever before, that the time for make we come together as one. This not the time for make we continue for the divide we serve. This is the time where we for continue for begin say it's them against us, and that we dey go is in a combative mode for go first. It's not helpful at this stage. There will be no winner if that is the approach where people to go with into the 21-man committee. It will just be degrees of losing, and the greatest loser will be the APC and the poor grassroots, where the yearn so much to make APC come together and try for redeem this party, redeem this country. So for me, I be find that focus on 12 against 9 very unfortunate. and are curious for get another legal opinion on really whether they pull this 12. Because when me read the constitution as a layman, I not see 12 against 9. I read, I see how they say Peter Konteh, they appoint 9 people, will include the chairman. I also read beside and say uh, the leader of the party in a parliament will appoint 2 MPs from the west, 2 MPs from the north, 2 MPs from the northwest, one from the east, and one from the south. And then go to another paragraph and they talk about appointing one person from the Women's Congress, one person from the Youth League, one person from the diaspora, and one legal person way for them be in legal practice for at least 20 years. It's not clear to me from second reading of the judgment that those additional 4 will necessarily be appointed by any of the 2 bodies. It's not clear. So how Dande will actually come out to me at the end of the day, I don't know. The first time where I be read out, the first 2 times I read out, me understanding was that it is 12 against 9. But when I read them the third time, it not come out that clearly. But I believe say legal minds go study the judgment a bit more and come out clear. But whatever it is, for me, I believe say the best thing will go happen for APC and for make everybody go into that 21-man committee as APC and not as factions. Because if they go as factions, it will be difficult for make progress. But if they go as APC, then I believe that they will always seek consensus and they focus for beyond the bigger picture. How can we ensure that this process goes on smoothly? Let us go to a convention at the various conventions from the world level to the constituency, district, regional, and national. Let us get our new leaders elected, and let us have a new flag bearer, and let us see how we can build a new vibrant party and move forward and ensure victory. We not get time on the side, and we cannot afford any further delays. I also hope say the one that they go for charge with that responsibility, not go there with any partisan inkling in them. For say, are they go there for go seek the interest of this group and or that other group? No, they should go in that committee with one goal, APC. Therefore, go for seek the interest of APC and for do things we go serve the best interest of APC. Any attempt for go into that committee for go begin feel say that they represent one faction as against the other, not go all go well for the party. So me at the appeal. So all the one that we get for be privileged for serve on that committee for make them ensure say they go there with only one goal for ensure say APC get a new leadership, APC go to conventions, elect that leadership, and they will get a new structure in place for go to elections and win. I also dey hope say the 25-man committee sef wey dem get for constitute, dem sef dem no go elect them on partisan basis. Say, oh, we on faction, then we'll make sure say now we get the majority. So for waiting, there's no need for that. Let's just have credible men and women of integrity and make we ensure say when we have those people, they will be able to move our party forward. I also hope say in doing this selection, they're not going to lose sight of the fact say we new constitution they require that even in the election of constituency executives, we forget 30% female representation minimum. So I hope therefore that even in the formation of these committees, the one that would in charge with the responsibility will also ensure say we get a minimum of 30% female representation on those committees. Because I believe say we get sufficient number of women, we credible, we get integrity, we love we party, we committed to we party, and we go ensure say the right thing happen. And I think say if they address all of these things, we will go into this process and it will be fine. Also, I think say we for also try for make sure say we truncate the process as much as we can. Let we not drag on anything. Any week, any day, any hour we will able to save, even from the time where the judge give it. Just because they give you 2 months, 60 days, to do the lower level election, don't you say you can necessarily spend 60 days for do that. No. If we can do it in a shorter time, why not? The 21-man committee be able to do the elections for the convention of McCain in 2 weeks. All over the country, we do it. It was not a very perfect situation because of the exigencies of the time. But now that they have more time, I believe say then get and drawing from lessons where then go learn from how we be woke inside that committee. I believe say it will help them. So maybe they might benefit from a chance for listen to people who don't serve on that committee, how they go about them, make them share some thoughts with them. We go inform how do they develop the rules and regulations. We go guide how they want to do the process. So that at the end of the day, it will be a seamless process and the winner will be APC.
Thank you very much, Dr. Konteh, for answering that question. My listener there, we can tune now from www.richardkonteh.com, Konteh with a K, www.richardkonteh.com. Una can reach we on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, we've been there on Twitter, TikTok, and WhatsApp. So I'd invite everybody for share the link we wanna use for joining and make people then come and can listen. Dr. Conte just answered the question about how in go build unity in the APC party, especially with this new idea where look like say factions they want develop from this committee where they run the party in the interim. Basically, it just tell we say there's no room for error, and we not get time on we side, and so the party get for or the committee get for get their act together and start working right away, put their shoulders to the wheel and work right away, so that they can achieve consensus, and we not get time for delay, and then cannot afford forget partisan interest. That means they cannot afford for come inside and say, oh, this person I am my own person, so I get for do things for this particular area win. The main aim get for be say everybody within the committee for the work for the good of the APC party so that we go entrench we victory for 2023. Thank you so much, Dr. Conte. I want to switch gears a little bit and ask you a little bit about, what's in the go on in the country right now. Um, April 27 last week, Wednesday, I believe, Salon marked 61 years of independence. And plenty news sources and plenty social media sources mention, say, they're not going to get better thing. No, not much, not been there for celebrate. They mark the time, but better thing not there for celebrate. However, President Bio gave a speech, and in that speech, he make plenty claim them, where to me sound deceptive, and he blame one of the things the way he say was that he dey blame um, global issues like the war na Ukraine and the lingering effects of COVID-19 pandemic on the hardship and rising prices na salon. They blame Denton and they for the difficulty of consumers being able for purchase their daily needs. I want to ask you, Duya, if you can enlighten we on the state of salon in terms of Denton and they specific to, you know, um, the cost of living and how people then been they manage at the point where this government take over compared to now. Thank you, sir.
Um, Thank you very much, Valda. I really take my time I listened to His Excellency President Bio in speech 5 times. I be dey try for understand really whether I be dey really listen to an independence speech or I be listen to a poorly written campaign speech. Because for an Independence Day speech, I would expect for Yeri from the president a speech where they focus on national cohesion, a speech where they focus on the need for we for come together as a people, a speech where they focus on the challenges we lie ahead of we and how together we can overcome those challenges. I'd expect a speech where to be focused on rallying the troops. At 61, clearly we will not get anything for writing about. The situation is very bad with we country at 61. So therefore, I would expect a speech where they call into and say, hey, listen, we cannot continue with business as usual. We have to re-engineer our efforts. We have to refocus. We have to re-strategize. We have to change our attitudes so that we can move forward because we cannot continue with business as usual. And that's what I would expect. So that at the end of that, we would expect, say, the mistakes of the last 4 years, the speech before that at least suggest an attempt for deviate from that highly divisive approach of the past 4 years to a more cohesive and united approach we get towards saying, yes, these things have happened, but we can still move on together. And maybe some good minds will say, okay, this man don't acknowledge, say yes, a few things did not go as expected. Maybe we can see a sense of somebody ready to make a difference and really make concrete steps, take concrete steps in the following year, in this year, for really begin change things. Clearly, for blame everything we don't happen inside this country now on COVID-19, really, I think say e unfair. Make you not give Corona bad name. Before Corona come inside salon, we all be there area the ground dry. So this the ground dry syndrome not get anything for do with Corona. Before Corona they come, before Fet for on Ukraine, the last 2.5 months, we don't get shortage of fuel in this country. Before Fet they for on Ukraine, we don't get the Leone where they spiral out of control. They depreciate in value by the day. In 2018, the exchange rate of the Leone to the dollar had about 7,000. Now it is 13,000 a few hundreds, almost double the rate of depreciation of the Leone. That did not get anything for do with Corona or Ukraine. We don't get to show wherein the price of fuel don't go from 6,500 where they take over in 2018 to now more than double. It's 15,000 and it will continue to rise if nothing is done to stop it. I believe say some of these stark realities for be acknowledged. When I hear that they compare Sierra Leone to America, compare Sierra Leone to Guinea, compare Sierra Leone to England, I say, did they compare we to England? Compare we to America? America, where Corona come, President President Biden, he go and give monies to people for try for cushion the effects of Corona. We do instead, wetin I see that they do, then take the SME fund where the APC be set them up, then transform them into a partisan fund for only go and distribute handouts to their own supporters. And Dande, I think, say, is really, really unfortunate because I would expect, say, as a country, we don't come far and we for don't learn some lessons from that, away for don't help for make we know how to deal with this type of situations. Not for perpetuate that. So definitely the way things don't hard in this country, the suffering, the punishment we don this at this country, it unprecedented, it not ever happen in the history of Sierra Leone. I tell you, people are suffering. A bag of rice in 2018 was about 200,000. That was when the minimum wage was 600,000. Now, at the same minimum wage, a bag of rice is now 500,000. How will our people be able to survive? The taxation don't become so exorbitant. GST is supposed to be 15%. Now, the way that they apply it, it range anywhere between 30 and 60%, with the attendant effects on the consumer. The cost of getting goods from the port don't become so high that either people no longer import in sufficient quantities or they choose to now bring their imports through Guinea, with the attendant negative effects on the consumer. So really, really, the suffering wey dey go at the country, it don't reach a level wey dey beyond anybody imagination. So if I can answer your question specifically now, after this background, I will tell you, say, madam, the ground dry, the suffering don intensify, and e unfair to the people of Sierra Leone if we want for blame corona or we want for blame the war in Ukraine for that, because things bin don already go out of control long before corona come, long before the war in Ukraine come.
Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. Yeah, I want for continue along the line of questioning again. Um, I want for address another claim with President Bill make in speech. He say in government institute, what he call um, a quick action economic recovery program of social safety net programs, subsidies, and tax incentives to help soften the blow of the impact of inflation. Um, Waiting, I really want zoom in on now the tax incentives we really talk about, because there's a difference between a tax incentive where mean say you they give people them an opportunity or give people them various opportunities for reduce the amount of tax where they due for pay, as opposed to a tax scheme where now an appearance of reducing taxes, but in actual effect, uh, you actually they pay you normal tax where you supposed for pay. It just they appear like say you might pay less. So in say in government introduce tax incentives for help soften the blow of the impact of inflation. I want for make you describe to we listener them how this tax system where they actually introduce they affect not only consumers but the whole supply chain. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Valda. Me na businessman. If there been give tax incentives, I go feel am. I go benefit from am. If there been give tax breaks, I for benefit from am as a businessman. My family, they run a guest house now McKinney, we run a guest house now Freetown, we get a school, we get other businesses that we involve in. So if there was anything like a universal, not to a specific or partisan tax break, me be supposed to benefit from am. I'm not aware. Rather, wetin me experience na an increase in tax wey don make am now very difficult for make we businesses dey even survive, because it's killing businesses. And because of that, businesses then dey collapse by the day. We dey even, I mean, look, brewery, I know, cold storage, wey dey this country here all these years, then shut down, then go Guinea. Now, if we want for buy coke, pass to go Guinea, we go buy am out and cancel as a salon. Ebo. So many other companies then close down because, so if they give tax incentives, tax holidays, if they support private businesses, they give incentives to private businesses, they will not close down. The cost of doing business don't increase exponentially. You know, now even for go buying again, you cannot. Because if you take your money now for go buying a Guinea, you when you carry with the goods there, you don't able to sell them. So now people then you know they have business money where they get, and they eat them by the day and they collapse. That is how bad the situation is. Even GST, the way that they apply the GST, I will explain, say GST is supposed to be an end use tax, which means like where they get the teller machines where they install in all businesses, we get an annual turnover above 200 million per annum. Then yes, those businesses then supposed to get the machines so that they go to collect GST. But that's what the law say. Okay, but however, when then they apply the GST, then they tell people that when you bring goods to the airport, at the port, then they charge you GST. So if you don't charge GST already at the port, why you can't put machine again at your shop? For waiting. Because if after I don't bring me goods, what they use at my hotel, I don't pay GST for the service that I offer at my hotel, why I can't pay again GST at the point of end use? If you just, I don't already add that 15% that I don't pay at the port to my costs before I charge the room rate. If I can't add 15% day back, it means the guest where they come, I don't charge them 30% GST indirectly. That is not right. Because I therefore recover the 15% also I pay in a port before ever I can add again this 15%. Because I know they take it from me own money. I therefore add them to the cost of the room. Because government say, not for other. And so we get a situation wherein people their way before now, be they afford for Ghana hotel and a guest house, they cannot come. And so we don't even able to sustain with businesses anymore. And they crumble by the day. And so many guest houses they don't close because you simply cannot run them. So this means therefore that the tax system will then get a very skewed, a very bad, and not help the economy. They say they manage the economy very well. I don't know. I don't understand what they mean by good management of the economy, where the they depreciate at the rate at which they go, prices they escalate as they go, where they go. If that is how they manage an economy well, then I really wonder waiting before be when you the mismanager. I think say it will be helpful for we as a country if we learn for be a bit benevolent to the truth in we deal with people there. And the things so when we communicate, we engage with the people there, let we do it with some finesse, with some integrity at the back of our mind, so that we people them, except we will appreciate what they tell them. Because posterity will judge us. Let us not take with people there for a ride. We don't take with people there for a ride for too long for this country. We don't take them for a ride for too long. I believe say the time is now for make we change. Let we begin dey implement measures wey go help for reduce the burden on we people, on we pikin dem, on we people dem, and I think say e go help.
Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. Indeed. Everybody, una they listen to the Unifier Hour at www.richardkonteh.com, www.richardkonteh.com. Una can also reach me on theunifier.com, just D and unifier.com, and theunifierradio.com, DUNIFIERRADIO.com. And when I can also catch you on any of we social media platform them, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on TikTok, and on WhatsApp. When I've been just listening to Dr. Konteh, they talk about the tax incentive. Well, President Bio make a claim say Ingi tax incentives, and we just did listen to Dr. Konteh explain the effect of this tax on people. Them basically that it don't lead to the closing of so many businesses because it don't become extremely expensive for run business. I'm sure we all member say every Sierra Leonean go must member say then put a stop, taxi stop. One of them now been cold storage. Cold storage not in a salon again. They don't pack, they don't go Guinea. This tax business they add 30 to 45% to the consumer than me and you when they go buy in a shop. 30 to 45% this tax they add because when they don't tax them our tax force for taking them goods, then go tax them back. Any business will make over I think he said 200 million, get for pay another further 15% GST. By the time when then they try for recover that one day no more. Now an extra 30%. Now me and you get for pay just for use the services. So when President Bio they make claims, they are go to open una yes, and una go to do some research for make una they know if na the real deal una the area or na others na some other reality in they talk about. Further to this speech, President Bio claims say in government, then WHO and CDC don't commend in government for responsible management of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, Boku people them they ask the question, say, Usai 7.5 million US dollars go where they not see no improvement in healthcare. They're not seeing no improvement in the public health units that we dey na salon. They not see nothing. They not see no effect of 7.5 million US dollars na salon in terms of any kind improvement in healthcare. Where plenty other country them because of COVID, then see serious improvement in their healthcare and disease control. I wonder if you can shed some light on the status and the condition of we healthcare in salon right now. If I'm then sometimes we dey get some internet issues and to know Mama Salon, with na the reason make we didn't I talk today. Not all things they work that well, and sometimes connectivity with the internet can be difficult. So we go give Dr. Konteh a few more couple minutes for see if we can connect back with him for see if he go able for can answer this question for we. In the meantime, I just want for go back and remind we of some of the things there where Dr. Konteh just talked to we about. So we're going to talk about President Bio in speech where he make supposedly Independence Day speech where he make. Basically, he used the wrong platform for make campaign speech where na so lie. That Independence speech day, according to waiting Dr. Konteh they tell we say me they look forward for you something like okay the last 3 years or 4 years you know certain things they're not on they go well, acknowledge some of the difficulty the way we country they go through and show the way forward, give some hope to the people then say yes some change day on the way. But instead waiting we hear na campaign speech. We're not hearing nothing about independence. We're not hearing nothing about taking responsibility. We're not hearing nothing about reckoning with waiting they been at the country. No acknowledgement say things are hard. Before that, they make plenty excuses. They blame the cost of high prices of consumer goods. Why they say consumer goods, and they talk about the things that way me and you they gonna shop every day for go buy, like a sardine for you breakfast, or you lunch your meat, milk, bread, cheese, whatever you they gonna shop for go buy, chair, carpet, anything we they buy for putting in your house. Now I they call consumer goods. They blame the high prices of the thing and the pan the war in Ukraine and the effect of COVID-19. Dr. Konteh remind we say the ground been done dry. That talk they be done day in a salon before the war begin in Ukraine.
Which happen?
That talk they be done day in a salon before COVID for them. So let we the open with
Which happen?
yes, we be the hear things, then let we not just swallow things one on one. Let we the listen for make sure say we understand and we check the two. Dr. Konteh, we lost you there for a bit, but I've been they ask. I don't know if you hear me last question, but I go repeat them. I've been they say in the same speech, the supposed Independence Day speech, we turn out for be a campaign speech full of deceptions. President Bill claims say in government don't be commended by WHO, World Health Organization, and the CDC, Center for Disease Control, say then don't responsibly manage the COVID-19 pandemic. However, Boku people then they wonder who side then spend the 7.5 million US dollars we come for fight COVID, where no evidence nor they say any of the public health units then get any improvement, say healthcare improve in any way, shape, or form in any sign of the country. But we they look other country there we they see say because of COVID, they see improvements in the healthcare, then build new hospital them, they add more healthcare worker them. We not see that one day in a salon. So people then they ask, waiting exactly now the status of we healthcare system as a day right now.
Valda, I don't know who's right to talk, but I know it is not 7.5 million dollars. That 7.5 million dollars now be how much they say they go spend. But the COVID-19 response, one donor with a report, they give the country over $300 million.
Wow.
And there were multiple grants we will receive from multiple donors for assist with the fight against corona. Inside this country, 700,000 leon or 800,000 leons, and the way they money, so much money we then collect locally from people there as a result of this COVID-19. Plus, all the grants we they receive from different sources. Me being they expect, say, the before don't take apart from directly battling, use some of that money for putting in place structure institutions, facilities for increased resilience and preparedness in terms of our ability for respond to any such outbreaks in the future. Me, I not see am. Even the diagnostic facility where they be say the ACC money, where they go give President Biona State House, then go use am for build the facility. They not start yet. 4 year don't know. So I don't know when they get for start for do that facility. I already say now a private sector entity one can do am. So where the money where ACC be say therefore use for that facility if it's still there. So definitely me not see waiting they don't do. In terms of them saying CDC and UNICEF commend them, well, I may not see the report whether they refer to, so I know will comment on the veracity or otherwise of that report. But I want for just talk say we inside the country will not feel them, we don't see. And this whole issue around corona for Sierra Leone, we were in a salon we get with serious concerns about how it was all managed and how well that was done. But I believe say posterity will do the necessary introspection and the truth will come out at the appropriate time. But me not see the positive impact. And we get for also understand say it's not enough for the pay PR firms in America for the promote a positive image of a government when the reality of the ground is different. Because it will catch up with you invariably. It will catch up with you invariably. And I don't think it's very helpful. So we therefore be a bit careful the way we would handle some of these issues, although they handle propaganda, because it will invariably come back to haunt you, and it will catch up with you, and you'll be caught with your pants down, and you're not able to do anything about that. So when we day in privileged positions, we have to be a bit careful how we handle these issues, especially when they touch on the lives of innocent people, innocent citizens who deserve better.
Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. I want to ask specifically about President Bio in human rights record. In the claim, say, apart from responsibly managing the economy, it also mentions, say, then they protect rights, people their rights. Yet we don't see inside Salon usai unprecedented abuses of rights don't take place. We don't see how through the McKinney generator business, people then get killed. We don't see how people then they get arrested for situations we know they're not supposed to be arrested. We don't see how then they refuse sitting members of parliament for use public premises where they call community centers. Then they refuse for allow them for use them. So my question is how this government go claim say then they protect rights when all of these abuses are happening on ground and people then they see them every day. If you can just shed some light on some of the on how people then they see with respect to human rights, whether people then they feel say they actually have it or not something where non-existent, it just exists in words.
Valda, this brings me back to the same old story where I dey talk about. Where then I've been doing an interview, I've been doing on a panel with the Honorable Minister of Information and Communication. I, if they talk about human rights record of this government, then I it talks say then don't remove the death penalty. And then I say, yes, they don't remove the death penalty, which means in simple speak, it means now judge not get the power again for sentence somebody to death and they hang am or they shoot am, he die. No. But it's okay if the security forces, including even the presidential guard, they can go into Pademba Road prison because of an alleged riot, open fire from people there, then say they killed 31. Reports have it that far more than that were killed. And then that's the end of it. Nobody take any responsibility. Nobody's arrested. Nobody's detained. It's as if the lives of those people no matter. It's okay because when I don't remove that penalty, so now it's okay for do extrajudicial killings. It's okay. That is surprising to me. You know, it's good for remove the death penalty where it's good, but then the alternative where they resort to even worse. In a similar way, then the talk say in that interview, the minister say they don't remove the libel laws, and so they don't repeal them. They describe as draconian. They don't repeal them. Excellent. But then the opposite the country, no say by SLPP in 65, and then they put their law there. They set those laws against APC for trying to deal with APC. So then they come back for just can't undo what they be done put in place. Fine. But then what they replace her with is cybercrime law. Now you see Honorable Kemosi say he currently they in Pademba. They say he for stalking and bullying of His Excellency the President. Ebo, if you just look at President Bio, you look at Kemosi say, would I able bully in Kompi? You know, with a layman, so I'll talk from the layman's point of view. I know the lawyer that they even get to they talk about whether or not one the charge is consistent with the relevant provisions of the act. That's their legal arguments. I know they go into that. But for me, as a layman, they say stalking and bullying. Would I be bullying company? When you look at the people in question. And in any case, is there no more freedom of speech in this country? Is there no more right to express an opinion? Is there no more right for somebody for articulating your own views? You know, and the other day, Chrisman, Blacker, they arrest her. They say because he says certain things against certain individuals. Ebo, Chrisman, then go hospital, then go to her, then go lock her up, then tell her go to court. Chrisman, and I understand from the people who have been in our court, for say the Chrisman asked them, he said, wait, Una no not afraid for arrest Chrisman. He said, me, I get paper from Dr. Nahim. I get paper from Dr. Jallo for saying me a grace. Then charge her in a court. Monday, if you go appear back in a court, they get for bail and Chrisman. You know, so if you are, and then the poor innocent cheerleader, they say not true as somebody send money for Blacker. So therefore, the cost with Blacker, the cost now irresponsible. That woman, they said they lock her up. And they all get for appear in a court on Monday. They release their normal bail after they don't spend 2-3 days in detention. Ebo, and the woman is sick. The woman is diabetic. The woman just don't get road accident, a foot injured. You know, get proper medication. Right now, the woman in foot don't swell, the big one, and only God knows what will happen to the woman. All of these things are happening, and then you pride yourself in human rights. Look at wetin happen na Losar, look at wetin happen na Makeni, look at wetin happen na Mailetiwan, look at wetin happen na Lumley, look at wetin happen na Tonkolimba. Those senseless killings, and then you pride yourselves in human rights record. Ebo will not get conscience again in this country. Will not get feeling again for others because it's suit we today. So we can do anything just like that. Ebo, let we remember, say this country now we all get out. Like I always say, however long anybody get for stay in power, however long anybody one fine day you be called former. So therefore, when we deal in government, when we get power, we therefore be careful how we treat others. We therefore be careful. This country that we all own, and we are so interconnected. We are so interconnected. Let me take with time. So it's good for make you pay lobbyists. There are farms in the developed world. Now they work that day. Then they spread propaganda for you to all the relevant offices in the US and in the at the UN and in the UK and in Europe, so that then go they rate you ways. But the reality on the ground is not true. Just read the report from the American Embassy, the most recent report on the human rights situation in this country. Just read it. And you will see how they report on the human rights situation in this country. American Embassy, not me. Go and read the report. Go and read the EU report, where they talk about how do they conduct elections in this country and the various issues we deal with the Electoral Commission and how do they do things. Independent observers, and their assessment of the situation. I mean, with those types of reports, I would not pride myself on a good human rights record. I do not. I will really think twice before I say I have a credible human rights record.
Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. I know say we time is almost up.
Not when such credible reports are out there in public domain
Yes.
for everybody to see.
Well, the speech, like I say, is characterized with bold-faced lies and deception, and no regrets about the deceptive comments that we didn't make. But now, I know say we don't already reach with time, but I just want to ask one last question. We I think say very important for like we listener them and we viewer the Yeri. In that very same speech day, President Bio claimed say they don't manage the economy very responsibly. He say they don't support private sector growth, but we know say people then they suffer in unprecedented ways. But waiting I want for touch on now own personal responsibility. Apparently, even we Auditor General in report claims say na the first then this they get false receipts or fudged receipts for claims from the president's office. And we they say when President Bio go on vacation to Lebanon, he spent 400,000 US dollars. Now, personal responsibility, therefore, lead the way for let you able for county map na public and claim say you run the economy responsibly. I want for make you just touch a little bit on this topic. Thank you, Doctor. Okay, I'm not sure if we the Okay, look like say we dey get some connectivity issues with the internet na Sierra Leone. I dey ask me listener them for patience and me viewer them for some patience. Let we go Yeri, Dr. Konteh in answer in response to what I just say. Um, I just want Yeri a little bit from Dr. Konteh with respect to President Bill making a claim, say they don't run the economy responsibly, yet in the go vacation and they spend 400,000 US dollars on one vacation. And as well, this report we come out say they don't submit fudged receipts to the Auditor General.
Um, Valda, I know why even waste me time for that bit because I know say Parliament go look at them and the ACC go look at them, but the word is out there about those forged receipts. The word is out there about the investigations into the allegation that President Kuruma not be paid. We don't find out say it was not true. So all of those things have been investigated. Make a comment on something where I read in the president's speech. It claims say he don't build roads
Yeah.
more than and bridges in 4 years more than any other government, in the history of Sierra Leone. He don't do energy. In there's one English word we call attribution. If we make a difference, a distinction between waiting now you really spend the money you can't do am, and waiting you inherit and you they implement. Since government is continuous, so you they inherit certain projects, you they implement them. But when you dey do am, please acknowledge the fact say this why you inherit am. The solar program, the electrification of the chiefdom headquarters, na an inherited project. The inheritor, APC be don get the money, everything was in place, implement, so the inheritor. The bridges, the Maban Bridge, the road to Liberia, the road to Moyamba, those are all projects where APC be the inheritor. The fund is there. So where you dey come for e go be fine make you acknowledge say this project here we inherit am, and at least commend. Let me be left when city council, the city hall, they be dey commend. They even invite the ambassador Omregoli, wey be dey Korea, South Korea at the time, when him be facilitate the money wey come for can build the city hall. They not just carry am go now commission. Maybe na because the mayor of Freetown na APC. So at least he acknowledge not to during in term the money come where he use for do that project. So they expect say government, since government is continuous, I be dey expect say people then go dey learn for the acknowledge say some of the fact, so some of these projects here, we inherit them and we dey implement them. The same is true with the Maban Bridge and the Magbele Bridge. They already tell you. Waiting you, waiting you that the Lunge Bridge, what they say they do. May they show you say they do Lunge Bridge. They say they want to do a new terminal na Lunge for $270 million. When we forget a whole brand new airport on the mainland for $350 million. If na me, I no go bluff. If na me, I no go bluff.
If I fumble them until we all know the internet connection as alone not can always very reliable, and sometimes also the weather can affect them. So when I don't hear a little bit about what in Dr. Conte they talk about just this last year where he say about the Paupa government one for spend 270 million US dollars for add another terminal to Lungi, where cost analysis done day with $350 can build a brand new airport na the mainland. I don't know for una, but me personally believe say an airport on the mainland is a better way to spend that money than for go add a terminal na Lunge. It means say if we build that airport in at the mainland, it means say people they not only get one green way for enter the country. And no say people and they always ask, wait to make it so expensive for go salon. Well, part of that expense they come from the airport fees. And when you only get one option, any fee and charge you get for pay. So if we get a second airport, now we get options. Every other country where you can think about, we get airports them. You they see say certain airport day way less expensive for land than the other one day. So it go give you an option for let people then get a choice for choose for land at the mainland or choose for land at Lunge. Dr. Conte, over to you, sir. Continue your thoughts.
Yeah. So I say, so it's not true that na the project they inherit am. So make them just land for say the time and make them at least comment on that project. You know, the same is true even for the health
Mm,
sector. Then they claim all those 100-bed hospitals where the money ultimately be done there and one. At least when they just God when the government continuous. So what they inherit, when they talk am.
okay, me famble then. Una, thank you for listening to the Unifier Hour. We go still try for come back to una with Dr. Conte in final thoughts, like how we can always close the program. We go give him an opportunity for see if we go able for come back and connect with we. And as I did talk, it look like say he don't connect with we again. Dr. Conte, you get the platform, sir. And if you go just wrap up your thoughts and then also give you final thoughts like usual to the voter them what you want for specifically address today. Okay, we go
Yeah,
ahead, sir.
so as I say, I think say waiting them be supposed for bluff for like the Lunge Bridge, where they be say that they build a Lunge Bridge. Therefore, don't start and finish am. That $2 billion Lunge Bridge. Therefore, don't say this na their own, na the initiator, then do all the studies for them, and then implement am. Wonderful. If we don't commend them for that, you know, that is na the idea, na the initiator, and then stand they raise money for that. Make them do it. We dey wait for the harbor, the fish harbor, what they say that they can't do peninsula. We dey wait for them. Black Johnson, their projects wey na dem initiate, na dem design, na dem dey raise the money for am and implement am. That is what dem go take absolute credit for in 5 years. But the one the way they inherit, make dem just acknowledge that. So basically, wetin dem dey confirm na that dem no do nothing in 5 years, and there's nothing to show for their 5 years in government. And na because of that, the people of Sierra Leone on the 24th of June 2023 go take a decision for kick them out and bring back the APC so that we APC go continue can continue with we own projects when we start. And we they tell the people of this country, say, when we come, we go build an airport on the mainland. We go build an airport on the mainland. We go continue with the infrastructure project. We go fix more roads around the country. We go fix water supply systems around the country. We go improve energy access around the country far beyond what they don't do. We raise energy access from under 10 megawatts to close to 300 megawatts, and we go increase on that with more rural electrification ventures for ensure say we grow the domestic economy and we improve on the way of life of our people them, so that we people them go derive the benefit of development. APC will also unite this country. This country is too divided, it's too polarized. We go reunite this country. APC will embark on genuine steps for its A ratings during the reign institutions, international human rights institutions. Credit A rating, 9 APC being get for human rights. We had impeccable human rights. Lael or Lema. He said things on national radio, even inviting the army. Nobody no harass her. They said all types of things. What body for that? But now look at poor Kemo languishing in prison. Poor Blacker, Chrisman, poor Yakade. The other time, the chair lady from Putloko, 9 of them from my mama, they can't lock them up in a CID for several days. Then they carry them go to Putloko, they are still in court. After in court, the crime they commit, they dance after election for celebrate. Somebody take offense, they carry them go arrest them. Oh no, just cause Ebo APC will put a stop to this types of things because it's not helpful. We in the APC, I want to say this is the time for let we come together, make people them. Let we rescue the party. Let we rescue the country. This is not a time for them against us. APC. We might have our disagreements in the APC. Pets. When they don't fet, they hold themselves, they go outside, they go ask, they come back, they cast they eat. APC, we don't fet among ourselves. They don't part we. Let we go ask. Let we can sit them back as APC. Let we plan how they move forward. Because waiting they at stake for we party, waiting they at stake for the country is much bigger than but I beg, not Christianity God so play in your own part. Bring this country together. Play your own part and let APC rebuild this country. Leave the people not any of themselves. Continue. Your servants are using to bring about that unity of this country. Sierra Leone needs that lead for itself. It may think, but say, look, conscious and deliberate steps that people should talk about. To heal the wounds that we all feel as well. And the need other, other, to take this step.
Dr.
Just
Konteh,
say,
sorry for the interruption, sir. Sorry for the interruption, sir. I don't know if you did hear me, but we did get
I hear
difficulty
you.
for hear you small. Okay, now when you say you hear me, I hear you clearly. So if you can just back up a little bit, with you, maybe just 30 seconds, because we'll not be there hear you and not be the car out clear at all.
Okay, I say this now the time for make we come together. Me they offer myself as that servant. We go help for lead that process from where we come together, so that we can all work together for a better Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone needs us now more than ever before. We can't reunite. We can't heal the wounds. We need for turn a new page for we as Sierra Leoneans. Retributive justice not necessarily help. Somebody has to be the sacrificial lamb. Somebody has to say enough is enough. And I am saying under my leadership, we'll turn a fresh page and we'll move forward as one people in one country. May God help you all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Conte. Indeed, now this we country need somebody we willing and ready for let go of past wrongs, look beyond that one day, and work for the betterment of the citizenry and the country economy altogether. Thank you so much, Dr. Conte. Thank you very much to all we listener them. Welcome for come back on the Unify Radio during the week for listening to this program again. We also go make them available on WhatsApp for any of una way they on we WhatsApp platform. Una can listen to them again and share them far and wide, because people they need for know Uda na the right leader for we country. And every single time we I sit down with Dr. Conte for ask and question them, it they make it is strengthen me resolve for understand say yes indeed the man who I don't choose for support now the right man for lead we country. And me family there, I want make una know something. Where will they come for can sit down like this interview and do on live? Dr. Conte know they get the question there ahead of time. You know they get it ahead of time. And not all time myself can get the question there ahead of time. Plenty people then they submit question them and I just print it up and ask. So everything we una the hearing from Dr. Conte in Mott. Now something we he already don't think about ahead of time. And now that make it able for give una a substantive answer. Answer we get flesh and bone and able for make una see say I get plan for this country, plan we go better with country. Thank you very much for all on our time. Thank you so much, Dr. Conte, for your time where you can spend with me at the studio. And I want to say goodbye again to all the listeners. Thank you.